What's up, everybody? I'm back with another story video. This is an experience that happened about 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago now. So June 2020 in the pandemic, and it was at the dentist. Um, and I'm never one to really be a fan of the dentist, mainly because they like to mainly because they always advocate against stuff that I really like Mountain Dew and M&Ms and Pringles and all that kind of stuff. And they always talk about fitness because fitness has to do stuff with your teeth apparently. And like it's just another doctor's visit for me. It's necessary though for the hygiene of your teeth, which do a lot for you. You can learn a lot about how your teeth well-being affect the rest of your body. So I think it's necessary that you go to the dentist. It's like we have a checkup every 6 months, I think it is. It's not horrible. I definitely recommend if you need to go there and you need to do it, you need to get it done, people. Make sure your teeth are in good shape because they do a lot for you, believe it or not. But anyway, this happened again June 2020. It was right during COVID, and the dentist is probably the worst place to go during that time. They just reopened following the COVID shutdown, and I was one of their first customers because I actually had a scheduled maintenance done on my bottom two wisdom teeth. Scheduled maintenance done the last time I had a checkup there pre-COVID, and COVID hit, so it got delayed. It wasn't anything urgent, thankfully. Basically what happens, I got cavities in both of these teeth because I cannot get very far back there with my toothbrush. I'm jamming it back there. I can't get back there and brush them as well as I can the rest of my teeth. And they advocated me getting pulled. Didn't want to do that. Still don't want to do that, even though they consistently tell me that I need to get that done. But I'm not doing that. They also told me part of it removed, maybe, or whatever, and they said, okay, we'll fill the cavities and get it scheduled. So I was going in there for it, and they had this weird check-in system. Couldn't even go in. You had to sit in the lobby. You had to go and text them to come in, so we were doing that, and it was a little bit nerve-wracking of an experience going in because it was like going to the dentist, going to a very public place that's like for medical care during a pandemic, and that was a little bit nerve-wracking, but I wore my mask and followed the protocols. Nothing COVID related came from it, thank God. So didn't have to worry about that. Now we're all doing all right, so it's okay. But I go in, right, and I go and I sit in a chair and go back and everything, and they look at my teeth. They wanted to check the conditions of them since it's been a little while since the last time I had been there, a little bit of extended time. They want to see how they were doing. And so they check them out, and they decide that they need to be more work done on them than originally decided. The cavities were still there. They did not fill themselves. That would have been awesome if they had, because I wouldn't even have to go. But they actually made me call my mom on my phone and talk to them over the speakerphone about the procedure, and they suggested that they were going to do a little bit more work on them than previously stated, and she said that was fine. Basically what they did, along with filling the cavities, they actually removed part of the tooth, and they were or part of the gum, I think it was. They removed that part of it so that I could reach in and get it better. I think they removed part of the teeth as well. I don't remember. It doesn't feel like they got removed. Maybe this one did. I don't know. They feel fine to me, though. But they were going to do that instead. And so, therefore, now I wasn't scared going in about the procedure because I'd seen a cavity get filled. My brother had gotten a cavity filled one time, and I had to sit through that. And, it's not fun, but it's not horrible. They also, now having to actually get, like, partial surgical work done, not my forte, and I was not excited for that. So that sucked, but I'm like, all right, whatever. Get the teeth done. Get me out of here. Let's just go home. And so I sit in the chair. I lean backwards, and the lady says, the surgical lady, she's like, she had an assistant with her that was helping her. And it was me. Us three in a room, and the first thing that she does is numb my teeth, numb my gums, and got a needle going, and needles are one of my biggest fears ever. I hate needles so much. That's why I very much fear every time I have to go get a shot or something like that. They make me cringe just thinking about it. Oh, but so that I wasn't in excruciating pain, or at least supposed to be in excruciating pain. It's foreshadowing for later. She sticks it in there and she numbs my teeth. I'm like, great, cool. That was where the first problem arose. Did not notice the first problem at that point, but that's where it arose. And so then go in and they start working on my teeth, and then quickly afterwards, the first problem did arise because they did not numb the correct portion of my mouth. Basically, they numbed like right here, like this portion, when they needed to numb all the way back here. Yeah, right about there. They numbed here. So when she put the tools, well, it hurt back here. And she did state previously, like before she did it, like she wasn't going to be able to get it completely good, but I expected a little bit more than that. I mean, come on, people. She's been doing this for a long time, and I just think that she's going to do a little bit better job than that. Come on. And I gotta say, the pain was excruciating. This was by far the most painful experience of my life. I am in this room all by myself. Outside, again, the assistant and the lady doing the work. And so I have nobody's hand to grab. I'm in the middle of a pandemic. So I grab the arm chairs and I grab them as hard as I possibly can. And I'm just gripping onto these things, trying to mask the pain, trying to alleviate myself, trying not to also shut my mouth so that the gear does not go farther into my gums or up into my upper gums, which weren't getting work done on them. So they were not numbed. And also, like, I shed tears. I don't usually shed tears in pain, which, because I have a pretty high pain tolerance, which should amplify the severity of the situation. I have a very high pain tolerance. I take a lot of big hits. I take a lot of big falls. I go through a lot of things, physical pain things, and really work them out. And this one I just could not figure out at all. And it really sucked. And it was so long, too. I remember it was so long that they took to do this. It was like maybe an hour. I'm sitting in that chair, and they're just going at me constantly. Going and going and going. They chipped part of the gum away. They chipped, possibly, I think, part of the tooth away. They filled the cavities. And they had to do it on this side. Then they had to do it on this side. Or this side and that side. I don't know. But I was looking up. I'm looking up at the ceiling like this. Just praying that this experience will finally be over. And it was the most excruciating thing ever. And eventually, I did get to leave, and they stuck gauze, like cotton balls or gauze, I don't remember. I think it was cotton balls, stuck it in my gums to prevent bleeding. And I was constant until I got home, when I finally was able to take them out, that I was constantly gagging, because whenever there's something in my mouth, or like on my throat or whatever, my reflection instinct, and I think this is true for a lot of other people, you want to get it out. And if your tongue can't get it out, you can't reach it, you're going to gag, you're going to throw it up. So I'm gagging, trying to get this thing thrown, especially something dry, like cotton balls. Fortunately, nothing came of that, but and I got a McDonald's, and I came home, and I ate food, and part of my mouth was numb, so it was a little hard to chew, a little hard to talk for a little while. I don't know if I did any videos during that time, but I had a hard time moving my jaw, so it was like a little hard to talk for a little while. But eventually that wore off, and everything turned back to normal pretty fairly quickly after that. So, and I've had no complications since. I actually go back to the dentist 2 weeks from tomorrow at the time of recording this video, and actually time of uploading as well. 2 weeks from tomorrow, time of recording this, 2 weeks exactly at the time of uploading this. So we'll see if there's anything wrong with that, or if they beg me for the millionth time to get my wisdom teeth out so that they can milk more money out of me, even though they keep saying there's no issues with them needed for them to come out. So we'll see. But there was really nothing I could do there. They didn't say I was like not properly brushing my teeth for the reason those cavities existed. They're just because couldn't reach them. Those are the only times I've ever gotten cavities as well. And if I had been able to reach them, been able to work them more, I probably wouldn't have gotten them. Alas, I did, and alas, that experience happened. That was probably the most painful experience of my life. I've never had anything remotely as painful, at least that I can remember, in my life. And I've had some pretty painful experiences. I have a scar on my elbow from the 4th grade. I told that in the school stories video. And I got damage on my knee as that as well. But yeah, that's my story video for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've had any fun dentist experiences, I'd love to hear them in the comments section down below. And stay tuned for much more amazing content. I got another story video that I think I'm going to try and do tonight. And a few other things coming up, so stay tuned, including Lego DC Supervillains, including a couple other things as we starting to get into that summer swing. School's almost over, so only like another week or two, and things will start to really ramp up content-wise, and they'll keep that way for a while. So stay tuned, it's coming, guys. And until next time, till then, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye. Sorry I'm so short. The chair sunk.